Capricorn.
Hello Capricorn, this is your forecast for November 2015 and I love it this month here for you. Why? Well, we have Venus and Mars. They're what we call conjunct, meaning sharing that same degree in the night sky, and they have just passed Jupiter here in October. So if we're looking into the October side, you might have already been feeling this burst of new energy and new emotions. Right now here, as we're starting off the month, there are 22 degrees there in Virgo, and whatever sign the planets pass through, we take on the coloration of that sign, and Virgo is your sister sign, so you're kind of at ease with that earthiness to it, and Virgo likes to think and analyze and strategize and organize, all of those things. So we might find ourselves here now this month thinking of how we can improve, how can we better our relationships. And of course, the two of them together are very romantic. It's yin and yang, right? It's found in your ninth house. And this sector for you has to do with higher emotional being. It's also you looking for higher truths. The philosophical side of life might come into your romantic area, where you might be pondering maybe a little bit more on the relationship that you have with your committed other. Is it an earthbound relationship, or is it a spiritual relationship, a karmic relationship, or a past life love? Those things, the higher intentions, kind of seem to filter down into how you're relating with your partner this month. Now Jupiter is here, it's going to be working there until next summer, so you're expanding your mind in the overall when it comes to philosophy, religion, and spirituality, but also education. So since the ninth house has the visit of Venus and Mars, you might find yourself doing a little bit more research as if you're preparing yourself for what is to come, and that will be when Venus-Mars moves into your 10th house of career, happening already here on November 8th, when Venus goes into the 10th, followed by Mars on November 12th. Then you're going to see the last 3 weeks there of November is going to be more point specific upon those goals that you've set for yourself. Either, in career, but it could also be other goals. 10th house isn't all about work, but those things that we're aiming to achieve. Mercury is there as we start off the month. It's been operating there for the most part there in October. It's ready to move into the social area. So you're going to see that Mercury is going to turn very much more so chatty and interacting with friends and groups and so forth. And we have the sun and we have the new moon in that 11th house. So the sun is you, the essence of you. November is going to be very social as you are out and about, spending more time with friends, but also maybe getting involved, maybe volunteering within groups here. New people might come into your life, and when we have a new moon in any house or any sign, that's where we want to put our intentions down. And since it is in this area, well, I would say a good intention for you would be to set off some time and focus on what is your particular hope and dream and vision for right now. This is when the new moon can really fire up on it and bring it into manifestation down the road. Then we have on the 5th, the sun and Pluto. The sun being you, the essence of you, it's in that 11th house. Pluto being in your 1st house. Well, here we have on the 5th an interaction of you dynamically coming forward here as far as expressing yourself, I feel. You could be quite Plutonian here on this day, or maybe a friend of yours might act that way towards you, where you see this Plutonian energy come to the surface. On the 10th, I see Mercury here and Pluto doing a dance harmoniously, meaning that you're going to communicate things that are important to you. maybe due to that situation that took place on the 5th, you might express yourself now and share your thoughts about the matter, and you will come across very clear, very point specific, and get that point across. The 10th is good for other things too, because look at the Sun and Jupiter. That is the 11th house and the 9th house coming together, meaning that it is a great day for you perhaps to be out and about with a group of friends. The Sun being you and Jupiter really the happy-go-lucky energy here. And you might have a lot of listening ears. Maybe you have something to share on this day, so don't hold back. You're coming across as very charming here on the 10th, Capricorn. On the 13th, what I like about this is now Venus having moved out of your 9th into the 10th house. For those of you Capricorns looking for new work, Venus is now in that area, and Venus will allow you now to step forward and, I like to say, name your price, meaning that if you have to negotiate whatever fees in this new job, don't be shy, don't hold back. This is one of the best times of the year for you to be able to do so. Venus takes 1 year to go around the chart once, so it's here now. And then Mars is coming in behind it. And so on the 13th, Mars is already on the inside of the 10th. So we can see that any negotiations on the 13th should really behoove you, and lock something in as well. If you're having an interview, that interview will go off excellently, and it is because you're communicating enthusiastically here with your Mercury and Jupiter sextile. So it's like I could see this aura, this energy of you just so forthcoming, which is very inviting for whoever it is that's listening to you. On the 20th, though, and between the 20th and 23rd, there's a little hiccup in the matrix, and it's going to cause a little stir or a little insecurity. And these things are always good to know about beforehand so that we can power up towards it and not act when we're feeling insecure. That is a level of self-sabotage, right? So say you got something really good going there on the 13th and you're waiting for feedback, especially because this is your area of career that we're talking about. If you haven't heard, I wouldn't email them, call them, or anything. The weakest link of any long link is always that last one before the new situation comes to the surface. And so if you do that, you will show insecurity. You want to come across as confident as you were when you presented yourself. So if you can hold your horses, get beyond these 2 days, well then your self-worth will be all intact, because there's action on the 24th when Mars comes in to secure and lock in the very things that were discussed there on the 13th. So it's going to work out for you. And I see you really kicking into action, being busy on the 25th, as this very same Mars now is sextiling Mercury. So now you're communicating and sharing the news. And we have a full moon too here on the 25th. And this is now flooding with floodlights this area of your joy and the news that you have to now share. So we love those kind of illuminations. We have the new moon, which we mentioned, which would be on the 11th, the full moon here on the 25th. So you can see this is the main areas of your chart that's lining up like a Christmas tree for you, Capricorn, right now. And I will see you next month, but do go listen if you're interested to know what Venus and Mars is going to do romantically. Besides the 10th house of career, it will show up in your moon chart or your rising sign chart in other areas, and you can see where you're going to take out and take in that experience. See you next time.